She's a rough old cloudy day on the lake today. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ian. I'm known as WanderBeard around these parts, and in today's video we are in the city of Panajachel here in Lake Atitlán, my fifth and final stop around the lake here in Guatemala. And I am down here on the shore, and it is a decidedly rough, windy, a very overcast day here on the lake, which has sort of been a theme around half the time that I've been here around Lake Atitlán. It's been similar kind of weather to this. Lots of really nice days on top of that, but yeah, definitely some days much like today. And you can see even just here with the boats, trying to load up the boats on the docks would be especially tricky today. But life goes on. It is a Sunday here, so there's lots of people hanging out down by the water, and yeah, I mean, still can't complain too much. It's, you know, mid 20 degrees in early April, and back home it's still snowing. So for many people, when they come to Lake Atitlán, Panajachel is their entry point and quite often their departure point from the lake to move on to other parts of Guatemala. And for me, it is no different. If you remember in my previous video, on my day I was heading over to San Pedro, I arrived here from Xela in Panajachel, and then took the water taxi over to San Pedro. So a couple days ago, I finished up my time over in Santiago Atitlan, and then moved on to San Lucas Tolomán, and now finally here back in Pana after taking the water taxi back from San Lucas. Overall, I have to say I've been really enjoying my time here on Lake Atitlán. It's been a beautiful spot, lots of different towns to explore. I have to say that a few of them I ended up skipping just solely out of time, laziness, whatever you want to call it. But in the end of the day, I still feel like my adventures around the lake have been wonderful, and I've had a really good chance to kind of see, you know, many different aspects of life here in Guatemala around the lake, both with, you know, the tourist activities that are here, but then most importantly, meeting locals, going to some of the lesser known towns around the lake, and just kind of experiencing the culture, and it's been great. Definitely a good day for parasailing over the lake with the high winds that we have today. And of course, here in Pana you have these really high cliffs that kind of encircle the city, so that's where a lot of those launch from. And yeah, it's a great view from what I've been told. I'm certainly not that brave, so it won't be me. There's one of the sailing rides coming in now, just here on the shore. Just making our way back up here from the lake shore. There's 2 or 3 different launch points for the water taxis here in Panajachel. So Panajachel might be probably the busiest or most famous city on the lake, but of course, as we saw with Santiago Atitlan, it is that city is actually the biggest of the bunch. And you really get a sense here in Pana, like in a lot of other places that I've seen, is that there's definitely a distinct change between the tourist sections of the cities and then the local sections. So for example, you know, I'm only 3 blocks east of the main tourist section, and you can see that here on the local roads, you know, it's not even paved along here. It's quieter. This is sort of where a lot of the buses and stuff are parked that head out of town. They come from here. But this is the way it goes in Guatemala. 2 very distinct sort of communities, often within the same cities. Again, the heavily developed tourist areas, and then the quieter local areas besides that. So I'm just walking back towards where my hotel is that I'm staying at. Staying at a place called Mario's Rooms, which is sort of right in the center of town, very near the touristy kind of main streets. Great spot though, and you'll see a little bit of it here later on in this video. The city of Panajachel is actually split in two. So on this side on the right, this is sort of where all the tourist area is. Over here, where all the restaurants and bars and hotels and stuff are. There's actually a riverbed that splits the town in two. It runs right through here, as you can see. Not a lot of water in it. And based on the vegetation, I would say there hasn't been a lot of water in it for a while. But then on the other side, over there, you have again more of the local area here in Panajachel, where people are just living their life while all the tourists kind of come and go. But it's a really nice spot here on the lake. Again, pretty overcast right now and cloudy and windy, and the lake is pretty choppy today. But on a nice sunny day here, you can see clear across the lake and all the other towns and the volcanoes that are sort of in the background there. And really picturesque place. One of the things that you never stop seeing enough of here in Panajachel is the beautiful street art everywhere you go. These guys are all having a hard day, I can see. So, just for some perspective, we are only 2 blocks from that dirt road down there by the riverbed. And now we're heading right back into the tourist area directly in front of us. Buenas tardes. And so now we're back on the main drag here in the tourist part of Panajachel. And you can see a very distinctly different vibe in this part of the city. It's really nice here at night because they light up the whole street overhead with lights, and of course all the tuk-tuks with all their decorations and lights. But it is wall-to-wall vendors on both sides of the streets as you come up through here. So this is the corner that I'm staying on. There's Mario's Rooms right there. It's the hotel I'm staying at, and it's been really great. It's really close to everything. To walk from down at the water up to here, that way was 10 minutes. And then to get to the other docks, it's just down this road. And it's also about 10 minutes. So you're right in the middle of everything. Great spot. They've even got their own restaurant here, which I haven't tried yet, but I plan to before I leave. And yeah, lots of opportunities in the area. There's a good grocery store, a couple good grocery stores, but there's actually a main supermarket just a couple blocks this way from where I'm standing, and a really good laundromat. I'll put the name here on the screen. They were like 7 quetzales per kilo, and did a really nice job on the clothes. Everything came back nice and fresh, folded, and even did the white t-shirts that I have with some bleach to get rid of some stains and things like that were on them, so give them a nice and fresh reset. So, but anyway, overall, Panajachel is a really cool place to hang out. I'm sure if you were here to do a lot of partying, there's lots of opportunities for that as well. It's also a good place if you're looking to go to other destinations, because the boats that depart from here go to every other place around the lake and beyond. So there's the main road there as you come into Mario's Rooms, and just to hear the difference by the time you get to the back. One of the resident security guards hard at work. It is a beautiful little oasis back here. You can already hear the traffic is completely gone away. And I'm up on the back side here, and it's been great. Very quiet. And here's the manager. There's also a full kitchen here that you can use. I've been using it for breakfasts. So this is where I'm staying in Panajachel. This is Mario's rooms. And this room I booked comes with 2 beds, only because that's what was available at the time. But it's been a very comfortable sleep. Nice double bed, single bed here, lots of natural light. Great Wi-Fi here, some of the best that I've had anywhere along my trip. And nice full bathroom here, which was got a great shower, nice hot water inside, lots of pressure. Probably the best shower I've had in months, to be honest, just in terms of the quality of the shower and the hot water and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's a great spot. I've got this little desk out here that I've been working from in the daytimes, which gives me a nice view of the hills. But yeah, if you're looking for a place in Panajachel to stay that's not a hostel, and you want to have your own private room, private bathroom, you know, all that kind of stuff, with the kitchen as well, which is nice, this would be the place I'd recommend. Absolutely. The staff here are super friendly. Everyone's been very nice, and it's close to everything. So I don't know what more you could possibly want from a place to stay here in Panajachel. I'll put the information here on the screen. It was a little bit more expensive than some of the places I've stayed at, but most of the other places I've stayed at around the lake have been very cheap. So I figured, well, I'll spend a little bit extra money, and it's been great.